Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the brand new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Nobody. Hutch Mansell fails to defend himself or his family when two thieves break into his suburban home one night. The aftermath of the incident soon strikes a match to his long, simmering rage. In a barrage of fists, gunfire, and squealing tires, Hutch must now save his family from a dangerous adversary and ensure that he will never be underestimated again. Going into this review, I've seen Nobody one time. I caught it during the COVID-19 pandemic in theaters, and I enjoyed it a lot. It reminded me of John Wick, and that makes sense because it was written by the same guy who wrote John Wick, so it is very reminiscent of that tone. I think it takes a little bit more of a comedic take, a little bit of a lighter take than the John Wick movies do, but I did enjoy it a lot, and maybe even down the line we'll get a crossover between John Wick and the Nobody franchise. That'd be really cool. I enjoyed it, and it's a pretty well-directed action film with some great gratuitous violence in it. But is the 4K transfer any good? Let's find out. If you decide to pick up Nobody on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray in the United States, there's only one version to pick from, and it is the standard slipcover here. And on the front we have Bob Odenkirk, and on the back we have information about the movie, its technical specs, as well as what special features are offered. Take off the slipcover, and the case itself looks exactly the same as its slipcover counterpart, and you open it up here, and here is that Blu-ray disc, and then here is the beautiful 4K disc with Bob Odenkirk. For visuals on Nobody, we have upscaled 4K, and this is widescreen, so you will have black bars at the top and the bottom. And to say I was disappointed in this picture would be putting it pretty mildly. All aboard! First stop, Grain City. The grain on this disc is really heavy. This looks like a movie that was shot like 30 or 40 years ago. I mean, the cinematography is good and all, but the transfer here and the amount of grain, it's pretty noticeable and it's pretty distracting. It's quite bad when 5 or 10 minutes into the movie, I have to go over to the case and make sure I put the 4K disc in and not the Blu-ray disc in because it was pretty rough. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, there's a good amount of detail and some of the scenes of the detail is really great and really crisp. And that's true. That is really true. But most of the time, it was disappointing to me. Way too much grain, too little detail, and the picture just kind of looked blurry sometimes. I was really surprised. This is not a great looking movie whatsoever on the 4K disc, and I thought this would be much crisper, much cleaner, and it just was not here. I don't know what was happening here. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to disservice you whatsoever by saying that this picture is great and then have you put it in and be really confused. I was confused, and I don't want you to end up like that either. For audio on Nobody, we have Dolby Atmos, and it's fantastic. This audio definitely makes up for the lack in visual quality. With all the gunshots, with all the explosions, and with all the dialogue in this film, it is great. It's crisp, it's clear, it's loud, and I was really immersed in the audio in Nobody. It's confusing to me why this disc got an upscaled 4K picture, but a Dolby Atmos track. There seems to be a discrepancy there, but I'm glad the Dolby Atmos track was here because it was booming, it was powerful, it was loud, and I enjoyed almost every second of it. So would I recommend Nobody on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? I'm going to have to say wait for a sale on this 4K disc, and if you want to, I would say just pick up the Blu-ray disc because the visual quality on here did not scream 4K to me. Yes, it looks good, and it looks better than the Blu-ray disc, but not by leaps and bounds, I'll have you. I think this disc will be better served at $20 or $15 preferably, but if it gets down to $20, I would say pick it up. It's a fun movie, and it's one you definitely want to support if you want to see more films in this franchise. I would recommend you check it out, just not right now. Wait for a sale and you'll be much better served on Nobody. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Who the fuck are you?
Me? I'm nobody.
In theaters only February 26th.